Okay, so welcome everyone. If anyone is tuning in or watching today, my name is Cassie, and you're watching the Victorian Thimble. This is my first live that's an actual attempt to have a live, interactive production and presentation with everyone, as opposed to my first live that was literally me going, "Hey, look at me, I'm live," right? So, welcome everybody, and I just wanted to do a visit and an update. I'm going to do an unboxing with you. We're just going to cover a few things. So, all right. First of all, let me just give you guys the update. I see a little bit of a glare here from a light. I'm sorry. New at this. I've got an extra light on to try and, boost the lighting, make it a little easier to see me here. But anyways, okay. So let's see here. So how things have been going. I'm going to just tell you guys some fun stories about what my last few weeks has been. So I've been watching on my channel, and I'm getting new subscribers every couple of days. So that's really nice. But my views are way, way down because I haven't been feeding anything into the algorithm, right? So in any event, this is just kind of where it's at, is I've got to get some stuff going again. But my last 2 weeks have been insanely busy. First of all, my work life has just been really, really busy. There's been a lot of extra work, and we've had to do a little extra as a team to keep up. So that's a factor. But then in addition to that, we had 2 big birthdays in the last couple of weeks, and that involved a lot of planning as well. So my mother-in-law had her 80th birthday. Happy birthday, Maddie. And I have an interesting story around that. So we planned this an away event. We planned an event. We rented an Airbnb with my husband, my kids, and me, my mother-in-law, and my brother and sister-in-law. So it was going to be the 7 of us at this Airbnb. And while we were doing that, like when we booked it, everything looked great. Everyone's going to have their own room to sleep in. It was going to be so great. So anyways, we booked this cool Victorian farmhouse that I couldn't wait to stay there and see it, right? Victorian thimble, sewing, blah, blah, blah. So anyways, I was so excited to go away for a couple of nights with the family, do something really special, and do this thing. And when we got there, now, okay, let me just give you perspective where we went. Okay, so we live in what we call the Greater Toronto Area in Ontario of Canada. So the Greater Toronto Area would be like living in the Greater New York area if you lived in New York, right? We're in the suburbs, but it's really a very reasonable drive to get to the city to do anything. So where we went was clear the other side of the Greater Toronto Area than the side we live on. But the location we booked was only make 20 minutes, I think, from where my mother-in-law lives. And this turned out to be a really good thing because when we got there, the place was really, really pretty. There was some issues with, like, there was a lot of dead ladybugs or insects on the windowsills that you could tell if someone cleaned it recently, they didn't clean everything. But then what was the clincher where we actually had to cancel it is the oven and the stove didn't really work. The gas stove top worked if you got a lighter, and you click in the lighter, and it's like, what? We're paying full price and we can't get a working oven and stove. And because we were doing a birthday party, we had planned all this lasagna and everything. So no working oven, no working barbecue, patio door. You gotta like jig it back and forth to get it open and closed. The whole thing just ended up being not okay. So we had to cancel that, and we went back to my mother-in-law's, shifted the whole party back to her house. So our plans for a little getaway for a while were thwarted. There's not much we could do about that, but we did still have a nice weekend. At the same time, it was my son's birthday. My son just turned 23. And so we did do a little bit of a celebration for him too. And I don't know, guys, Easter weekend, the whole bit, it was just nonstop. And then when I go back to work, it was just busy again. It's just been really, really busy. And so what is it that you have to let sit? It's always the stuff lower on that priority list, right? So I'm a mom and a wife. and I'm a sister, and I'm a daughter, and I'm an employee, and like I'm all these other roles before I start to sew or do YouTube or anything. And as much as I've really wanted to do this stuff, sometimes I've just been so tired by the end of the day that it's like, yeah, I watch some TV and go to bed. But anyways, here we are. It's the weekend. I did see one person join my video. They left. I'm alone right now, but that's okay. It's my first live. And what I do know is that when my live video is done, it does go as an upload that anyone can watch. So I'm new to live videos. I'm okay with this. We'll just go with this as it is. So anyways, what I wanted to share with you guys, aside from the fact it has been so busy that I'm days away from proper video edit to upload. So this is where let's go live this weekend. Let's connect with you guys and we'll get some stuff coming. So I'm going to give you the update here about where things are at. So first of all, Clementine Cat is still in this state with her little arms sewn. I have her tail kind of pinned together, and on her head, what I have done so far, which I don't know if this is not like a real high-end laptop I'm doing this on here, but I don't know if you can see, I did hand stitch all the way around this. It's going to be covered in a video. I've got the nose sewn on, I've got the eye sewn on. So the next steps before I attach like the back of this head, which I am doing slightly different than the directions, remember? Because I just look and go, why would I do all of this with the face stuffed if I can do it when it's not stuffed? So the next thing I have to do is attach the whiskers, where it's hard to see the marks anymore. They've faded as they're supposed to, but I do have the pen marks there. So anyways, once I have the whiskers attached, then we're going to attach the back of the head, and I'm going to show you guys how to finish Clementine Cat, and that'll be kind of cool. But it has just sort of sat there and waited because I just have had so many things on the go. And I do find, with the making Luna Lap and stuff, like these seem like such little projects. They take actually a fair bit of concentration to get it right. If you're really tired and stuff, you're not going to do neat, tidy work, and then you'll just be disappointed. And if you're like me, I absolutely can't stand picking out any more stitches than I have to, because you feel like I just did that and now I'm doing it over, and I don't like to pick stitches unless I have to, but I'm pretty sure that's a common sentiment. So anyways, be assured, my friends, this Clementine Cat is coming back. All right. So anyways, there's that bit. And now I'm just going to also give you an update on the next thing that I've done is I did do a sewing. Pardon me. Woo! See, I'm not used to live. I did do a shopping haul. So I found this supplier called WAWAK, if I'm saying it correctly. It wouldn't be WAWAK because there's not two W's. Let me show you. WAWAK, right? So anyways, there is WAWAK, this supplier. I found that it's all like sewing and tailoring supplies, but this isn't where you go to buy fabric, okay? This is where you go to buy all your notions, your threads, your needles, your measuring tools, your pressing tools, your cutting tools, all the things that you use in tailoring for your pad stitching, like all the layers in between, all that, your canvases and stuff, right? All of that is what you can buy here. What's really cool about this supplier that I found, and I just found it by a Google search, what's really cool about it, though, is that they're both in the US and Canada. So I'm guessing there's a possibility they might be in other parts of the world too. I'm not sure. I do know that I have like a pretty big following over in the UK. So hello, all my friends across the pond. I love that you guys are watching, and thank you. I have such a heart for England and the UK as well. But in any event, maybe that supplier is out there for you guys too. But basically, it's pretty near wholesale pricing, but it's open to the public. I didn't even have to provide a tax number or anything like that to be able to shop wholesale. Like, it's just open to the public. So what I thought I'd do as part of this live thing is I'm just going to share with you guys my shopping haul because I got something pretty cool. So it is April. And in my job in April is when we get our bonus each year for our year end performance review. And so I did order this specialty item that I got with my bonus money. Well, some of my bonus money. It went to more than one thing, but I did definitely set aside some time and money to get this thing. So I'm looking forward to sharing with you, but I'm going to show you. Let me just, sometimes I like to kneel up on my legs like they're folded. It's just, I get a little more height. I feel a little better. Anyways, so I'm going to share with you my shopping haul here now. And what I bought was some supplies that I'm having trouble finding at a fabric store, for example, or they're a better price online, etc. So let me show you what I got on my little haul. The first thing I bought is some Taylor's chalk. Now, this Taylor's chalk is not pure chalk only. This is a wax chalk blend, which is kind of cool. It should iron away when you press it with the iron. So let me just show you here. There's our little box full of chalks. And let me get a dark piece of fabric. Hang on. Hang on here. All right, end up getting a big chunk of fabric. That's okay. We'll just take a little chunk here, get a pair of scissors. I'm just going to cut off a little end here to show you guys. Okay, so here we go. Here's just a little chunk of fabric. And when we take our chalk, it's a blend of wax and chalk. I'll try and hold this up so you guys can see. Look how easily that marks, right? But the nice thing is, unlike a regular chalk, you see it doesn't just wipe away too quickly, right? So this is what I thought would be really nice for when I'm doing garment sewing. I would use like a real chalk that you could totally dust away, unless I can test this and make sure it would not leave any residue on the fabric, right? But my thinking with this is that for so many of those match points that we do on arms and things like that, a chalk like this that doesn't just dust away right away would be really cool. And Canadian price, this here little box that has, was it 20 pieces? 32 of these little chalk squares. This was like $8.99 Canadian, $9. Like, it's really not a bad price, right? So anyways, you guys should check out all the different chalks and marking tools they have. That was really cool. By the way, I am not sponsored by anybody at all. This is just me being a sewist, sharing with you the latest thing I'm up to. That's all this is. I may approach WAWAK one day and see if I could become an affiliate seller with them. But for now, this is just me being a sewist and having fun. So that was the first thing I bought. The next thing that I bought is, I've waited to put all this away so I could share it with you guys. I've waited a long time. Anyways, here we go. I bought this stuff called Best Press. It's just a liquid spray starch. It does come quite highly recommended. And the only thing it didn't seem to come with was the actual spray trigger. So I do have a bottle like this that I'm thinking the neck opening, that looks like it should fit, right? So I'm probably just going to take this spray trigger and use that. But I did get this, comes very highly recommended by so many people who quilt and sew, talk about Best Press as being a really good product. So I did buy some of that. If you want to know the price, again, Canadian dollars, Canadian shopping, this was about $10. I suppose 16.9 fluid ounces. I suppose when you think about something like this for $10, the price per volume of liquid is maybe a little expensive, but most of our household products and beauty care products and stuff, we do pay a premium for a small package, right? So anyways, I wanted to try it. We'll see if it's good. I can only guess that this will last longer than the stuff in the aerosol can that I have. So yeah, so we bought some Best Press. The next thing that I bought, I got 2 of these. So here's one in the package, and the other one is just already out and in use, but I will show you this. I got a couple of tailor's thimbles. Now, tailor's thimbles are open on the end. So some people would just call it an open end. See that? See right through it? It's all shiny, eh? So anyways, you do insert it on your middle finger. You should be able to see the tip of your finger on the end, right? So here we go. The beauty with using an open end thimble is I'm going to cover some of this in a coming video because this is just a chatting, visiting video, shopping haul, unboxing. So I'm not actually going to show you on this video. And work with me, guys. This is my first live. I'm trying here, okay? But anyways, with the thimble, when you learn to use a thimble, so you're pushing from the front of your finger this way, not the side, you will ensure that you don't end up warping your bones and joints out of shape. It'll tire your hand less. And with the end open, you're able to feel and manipulate the fabric more. And like, it's made for me, I'm sure, because they've been around a long time. They're not made for me, but you know what I mean? I like it. I think this is such a good fit for what I'm after that I'm super pleased. So I bought 2 because they're like $5 each. It wasn't a huge amount of money. So one to have and one to lose, if you will, because do you know what I mean? Like sometimes you're doing stuff and you're like, where the heck is my tape measure? Where are my scissors? And sometimes with these little itty bitty gadgets, it is a little better to have more than one. So I did buy more than one. So that's going to go in my sewing box as well. And then the other thing I had bought on this first shopping haul, because I didn't buy much on the first one, I just got 3 tape measures. They're 60 cents each, right? Like you can't even buy them that cheap at the dollar store. And so the reason I bought more than one is, again, if there's one thing in my house that tends to go missing, it's tape measures. We keep one upstairs in the bathroom because, well, sometimes you just want to check your measurements and see how you're doing, right? And then sometimes they get moved upstairs because someone's measuring something. They stuff it in a drawer. They forget it. And I think I had 3 tape measures before. I can find one right now. I don't know where they are. So anyways, when these were like so unbelievably cheap, I thought I'm just going to grab a few more. They'll be down here. Anytime anyone in my house needs a tape measure and they don't want to get the big metal one from the garage, there's something handy. But if they get lost, I'm not upset either, right? So I got those. And then finally, the other thing I got is this thread. What's the deal with this thread, right? Well, let me tell you what I learned from the WAWAK site as my thread is coming unraveled here is I did not even know until very recently that there are threads that are made for outdoor use, which is what this is. So this is 800 meters of Gitterman 100% polyester outdoor thread. Outdoor thread means that it is resistant to fading, cracking, and breaking prematurely. Everything has a shelf life, I'm sure. Like, I'm sure it's not invincible, but this is for what I'm going to be working on, my next project, and what I may work on over this weekend as well, is I did buy some fabric to cover my patio cushions. Let me show you the state of my patio cushions. This is the top. This is the bottom with the parts you Velcro onto the chair. And then this is the chair back. You see those parts go over they hang off the end of the chair. Okay. So these things have been like gradually dying for a long time. I think it's been 2 or 3 summers that we keep saying we should do something about these cushions. And have you ever priced it out trying to buy replacement patio cushions? They are a dreadful price. They're a dreadful price. They're so expensive. So I was pretty determined that I didn't want to have to pay full pop. So here's what I got. And I'm not going to take it all out of the bag just to show you, but I got 2 rolls here of this beautiful fabric. It's all like a purple, like it's pink and plum and brown. It's all paisley prints and stuff. And then to go with that, I got this fabric for all the piping, to redo the piping and hence the thread, right? So basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to stitch all the base cushions first. They're going to be way faster and easier. When I look at the design of the cushion, it doesn't actually even have a zipper. Like they've literally just done some piping. It's a 2 foot by 2 foot square cushion. I think it's 4 inches deep, and they stitch it shut. Like honestly, guys, it's so easy. The stuffing on the inside isn't actually destroyed. I'm going to reuse it. If some of them are just completely dead, I'll have to see if I'll do something else, but I sure am going to try. It's going to be fun, an exciting project, and my family's going to get to enjoy fresh new patio seating. And then I'll just go to the local hardware store, buy a waterproof spray, and spray the stuff down once I've assembled it, and that should help extend its life. So that's my next big project that I'm up to, which is, again, kind of pushed Clementine Cat to the back burner for a bit because the last 2 weeks have been insane. And now my family is wanting to sit outside. So first these patio cushions, or at least a couple of them, then I can go back to Miss Clementine the cat. So there's that. And then all right, so then the big thing that I bought, this is kind of exciting. So remember I told you that I have bonus money that I use to buy this because it's a splurge, guys, okay? But hey, don't we all do splurges? So here it is. I bought a professional steam iron. Now, if you know anything about professional steam irons, this is a basic wall, like the water jug, plug in the wall steam iron. It doesn't use a mini boiler. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there are steam irons that look just like what I bought, but they actually connect to this little machine that they call a boiler. And it probably isn't any bigger like than this box that I was holding up, the boiler, but it does take quite a bit of power. And so when I read reviews online, because don't we all want to go straight to the best thing, right? You hear, oh, well, if the dry cleaners and the professional tailor shops and all, they use the one with the boiler because you get the best heat, you get the best steam distribution, the whole bit. We always go for the gold standard when we can, right? However, when I read the reviews online, there was more than one home sewer at home who said, all that I do is end up, flipping breakers, stuff's going out in the house, and then I got to go and fix the power and this and that. And I was like, I'm not about that. I really don't want that kind of headache for me or my family. I don't want, because I plug in a boiler for an iron, that all of a sudden the stove stops working and maybe someone was in the middle of cooking. That's not going to do. So I went with the wall plug-in version, and that is because I'm pretty sure for the length and level of sewing that I'm doing, it still will be way more than enough iron for me, but I don't have to worry about any of those other parts. Another fun and exciting thing is I'm getting a table that I'm converting, and I'm going to be building an ironing station so that I'll have a place to store things underneath, the ironing board on top, a little more sturdy, the whole bit. I can't wait to share that part with you guys as well. But now, with no further ado, let me show you the iron. Okay, now then. Before we go to unboxing all of that, I'll just show you the other little bits that I bought too. I did buy, this is also WAWAK, this wax-free tracing paper so that you can transfer images onto a piece of fabric. What I bought this for is I do have a little bag. It's a little handmade, embroidery bag that I have set aside just for when I visit this one friend. And we literally have what we call a stitch and bitch. And we sit around and we stitch things and we talk, and it's just really cool. So Nicole, that one's for you if you're watching. So anyways, my buddy Nicole and I will be doing a little stitch bitch tomorrow actually. And so the tracing papers for transferring images for embroidery, you could trace anything. It doesn't have to be for embroidery, but for my purpose is going to be for embroidery. But again, that was like $4. The pricing in this place is really pretty good. So the next thing I bought is this. This is a professional iron rest. And I will undo this for you and show you because we're actually going to unbox all this now. As described, guys, I waited a long time to open this stuff up for you because I wanted to be able to share the experience with you. So welcome, friends. I see some new friends joining in. And so here, this is, it's metal inside and it's silicone on the outside. This is an iron rest. The iron I bought actually comes with one of these as well, but I bought an extra one because when you watch the reviews, when you watch all the shops on YouTube that use these irons, all of them, first thing straight off, 2 pads back to back. They say it gets too hot. It'll start, doing scorching, like just in the general area where the iron's resting, because these irons are designed to rest down, not up. So it's really important. So again, it was $10, not a really expensive part, but I did buy it. And I'm not always going to tell you guys the price of everything I buy. I'm just, because that's weird, right? I'm just sharing with you because I'm excited that I found a website that's actually so affordable. Are you ready? Here we go. Okay. Drum roll. So here you can see I did get the hot steam gravity feed iron, and it is the SGB series. This is the number 900, I believe. And because we're doing this off of a laptop, guys, there's only so much I can show you here, but I'm trying. All right, now let's see here. I did unbox this previously. I put it back just to share it with you guys. I haven't not plugged it in once. I've been so busy. It's the best I had. So when you open the box, it comes with your instruction manual. It comes with this bag of resin. It's kind of feels like wet sand almost right now. So what the resin is this goes inside the gravity feed bottles so that the deposits in the water won't go into your iron and clog up or damage iron. So there's different ways you can do this. The resin will either be a cartridge that screws in underneath your water tank and you change that when it changes color, or the model I bought, you put this resin powder into the water chamber. When it starts to change color and go kind of brownish beige, it's used up. It's time for a new one. The reviews I've seen online from other users say that, some say you might get a month or two. I've read some people get 6 months even out of the resin. So it depends how frequently you're using the iron, I guess. So there's the resin. And then here is the water bottle, right? So this is going to go in the bottom of there. And then it comes with the other ironing pad, like I said, right? So I have 2 of them to stack up. And I'll show you the shoe in a minute. And here we go. Here is the iron. Check out the size of that power cord, eh? Show you this. It's kind of funny. All right, here it is. So just to show you, it's heavy. It's 4 or 5 pounds. So, half of a sack of potatoes, really. And the way it's designed, let me just show you something about these irons from my research I've done so far anyways, is you can see all the little steam holes here are up at the top, and then there's nothing down here. And when you buy domestic irons, the holes are all over. And in fact, the companies brag about how many steam holes there are. So when I first started researching these irons and I'm seeing the steam holes only at the top, I'm like, what is that? It turns out that ideally what you want to do with your sewing is that when you push the steam lets out. And as you're pushing the iron across whatever you're sewing, it disperses the heat, and this part of the sole plate that has no steam will dry what you just steamed as you're ironing so that you don't end up with overly damp fabric. Now, in addition to that, this came with this thing called a shoe. It came with it in the box. I didn't have to buy. So aside from the fact I bought an extra ironing pad to just be extra safe, this particular model that I bought has everything you need in one go. Oh, yes, the price. Did I not tell you the price? Because I've told you the price of everything else. What was it? 180-ish? 180? 179? 169? Oh my gosh, I'd have to go to the website. Put it this way, it's under $200. It was either 170 or 180 plus taxes. I forget which it was, but it was under $200. Here's the ironing shoe. The ironing shoe, this elastic will fit over it. It does have like a Teflon painted or no stick surface. What you would do with this is you're going to slide this up over here. There we go. And now you have your ironing shoe in place. And now you might say, because if you're like me and you ask what you'd like to think are intelligent questions, first thing I go is, well, if there was only a few steams at the top, how come the steams are all through the iron shoe? What the heck is with that? Yeah, it's a thing. So the explanation I have seen on that is the iron shoe with the multi-holes, once again, helps further disperse the steam over the shoe, over the fabric. It helps with the dispersion and the evaporation. It all, plus the other huge thing with an ironing shoe is they're pretty near guaranteed, from what I've read, to not leave those shiny spots on what you press. Have you ever ironed wool slacks or a jacket or a shirt and you get a little too zealous and then the corner of your collar has that shine at the edge, or on the where your seam is, you end up with those shiny bits on the fabric? Your heat was too high, right? So the iron shoe is actually supposed to really help with that as well. So aside from that, you know what I don't see here? The hose for the water bottle. Maybe it's inside the water bottle. One sec. It is. So the hose is in of here. So as described once again. All right. I don't know if I'm going to. Oh, it just lifts up. So here we go. You can see here, there's the hose and all the attachments. So what will end up happening is you hang this thing up with your resin and your water in it. This hose gets attached coming down from here using all the appropriate parts. And that will attach into this side part of the oven, the iron here. And obviously this part plugs into the wall. Your temperature adjuster is here at the back. And then your steam button is that little guy right there. So then once you have that all plugged in and ready, you're going to be all set to go. So guys, I'm not going to try and plug this in on the live because my husband is going to help me with, I have so much stuff on the table right now. We got some basic dollar store hooks here to hang it up because you have to hang it at least 3 feet above you. I'm going to try and move the laptop and show you here. I know it's a basement, guys. It isn't so pretty, right? But where my ironing is, let me just show you. So you see here, I'm going to hang it. Here's a pointer. I'm probably going to like fasten it there or there, like one of these sorts of spaces, so that I have that 3 feet to hang it up, so that then it will have the proper gravity feed for the water and things should be good. So I will do an actual review video on this iron, share it with you guys and for anyone else who's interested, because I know when I shop for something, if I'm spending within, say, $50, $60 and it's a product for my house, not a piece of clothing, for example, I'm probably going to check a couple of reviews before I buy it, because you want to make sure you're spending your money as wisely as you can and getting something that's right for you. So I know that I looked for quite a few reviews on this iron before I bought it. It's highly, highly reviewed by so many people. They say it's the best thing they bought. It works so great. Doesn't break down. They've had so many good experiences. You're always going to find a couple people who say, I used it broke or whatever. There's a couple of those out there too, to be honest. Okay. But I would say it's probably more like an 80-90 ratio of people saying this iron was really great. So for the bang for the buck, I do recommend it. It's a good purchase. So I think that's it for my shopping haul stuff. And then the next thing I would be doing is working on sewing these cushions. I think if I'm going to do that, I might just end this live video. And if I'm going to do another one to share that with you guys, my table right now is like, it's a mess. It's such a mess right now. So I'd actually have to clean up my space a little in order to start it over. But before I end off the video, once again, I just want to thank you guys for tuning in and following my sewing adventures. Once again, I think I told you guys a little about where I'm going with this channel. I'm definitely going to finish the entire Luna Lapin series book, but I have decided that I'm spacing these projects out a bit amongst other things. And the reason why is I do want to have a focus on Victorian sewing, and I want my channel to build towards that. So if I only do Luna Lapin, it's pushing my channel in a direction I don't totally want it. So I promise you guys more Luna Lapin to come, but I'm going to spread it out with a few other things, which should also keep it interesting for you to be able to watch as well. So I'm going to share with you whatever I'm working on at the time. And then, of course, I will always still do videos that are edited down to teach you and show you certain things. So there it is, guys. I'm glad you could tune in. I probably am going to start another live video today to just show you me piping and working on those cushions. But I do just want to clean up first. So there we go. Thanks, guys, for watching my WAWAK shopping haul unboxing. I can't wait to get the stuff into use and tell you how good the quality will turn out to be, because I expect it will be. And that's about it. I hope you guys are having a great Saturday, and I hope you're staying healthy. Oh, and that's the other thing. I got sick. I don't know if it was COVID, okay? Can you say that on YouTube? I took 3 rapid tests over the course of 4 days. They all came back negative. Everyone says you got to do multiple tests. I had flu-like symptoms. I had stomach pains, cramping, headaches. I retched and retched. I couldn't actually get sick, though. Like, it was weird, but it did take me down for quite a few days. And some say that some of these newer strains do have flu-like symptoms. So I do wonder if that's what I had a couple of weeks ago, but it's definitely another factor in what's been thwarting my YouTube plans. So in any event, everyone, including myself, seems to be strong and healthy again. We're back on the go. So thanks again, guys, for watching, and I will see you again next time with your needle and thread at the Victorian Thimble. Take care, guys. Bye.